You're waiting for permission, aren't you? Permission to be great. Permission to break the chains. Permission to become who you know you were meant to be. Let me tell you something. That permission slip, it's never coming. You wake up every damn day and ask the same question. When will it be my time? Here's a better question. Why are you still asking? Why are you still sitting there, finger hovering over the trigger of your potential, waiting for some imaginary signal to fire? The world loves a compliant soldier, someone who follows orders, someone who stays in line, someone who doesn't rock the boat. That's you, isn't it? Comfortable in your cage, feeding on the scraps of mediocrity they throw your way. You know what's funny? They call it wisdom, playing it safe, being realistic. But wisdom without courage is just fear wearing a mask. And you've been wearing that mask for far too long. Every time you swallow your dreams for the comfort of routine, you're choosing to die a little. Every time you nod along with the crowd, when your soul is screaming for something different, you're betraying the warrior inside you. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Stop waiting for someone to tap you on the shoulder and say, "You're ready now." Because here's the brutal truth. They don't want you to be ready. They need you to stay small. The comfort of mediocrity is killing you slowly. It's the silent assassin that steals your days, your weeks, your years. You've made peace with being ordinary, because extraordinary demands sacrifice. And sacrifice, that's scary. But what's scarier? Looking back one day and realizing you lived your entire life on pause. Realizing you spent decades in the waiting room of existence, holding a ticket for a train that was never coming. You think you're protecting yourself by playing it safe. You're protecting nothing but your fear. And that fear, it's already won 50 battles before you've even stepped into the ring. The door to greatness doesn't knock politely. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. It's standing there right now, demanding you rise to meet it. And every second you hesitate is a second closer to the day when you'll be too old, too tired, too settled to answer its call. Permission to be great. You grant yourself that the moment you stop asking for it. You're tired, aren't you? Not just physically tired. That's the surface wound. I'm talking about soul tired. The kind of exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. The weight of living beneath your capabilities while pretending everything's fine. Every morning you drag yourself out of bed carrying yesterday's compromises. The dreams you shelved. The chances you didn't take. The person you were meant to be. Buried alive under layers of maybe tomorrow. You feel it in your chest, don't you? That hollow ache when you catch glimpses of people living your life. The life you talk about at 2 a.m. when nobody's listening. The life you scroll through on social media, telling yourself those people got lucky, got handed opportunities, had connections. But the real pain, it's knowing that's a lie. And worse, it's knowing that you know it's a lie. You're frustrated because deep down, you recognize your own face in every success story, every breakthrough, every person who decided enough was enough. You see yourself in them before they chose differently, before they jumped while you hesitated. The exhaustion hits different when you realize you're not tired from trying. You're tired from holding back. Tired from the constant internal war between who you are and who you're afraid to become. Late at night when the world is quiet, you hear it clearly. That voice reminding you of promises you made to yourself. dreams you set aside for later, potential you buried under the weight of being practical. The psychological toll of living beneath your potential is a compound debt. Every day you stay small, the interest grows. Every moment you choose comfort over growth, the gap widens between who you are and who you could be. You validate your hesitation with logic. You call it wisdom, experience, being realistic. But your body knows better. That's why your shoulders slump under the weight of unused potential. That's why your energy drains faster from sitting still than from moving mountains. The frustration isn't random. It's your soul calling bullshit on your excuses. It's your potential knocking from inside the prison you've built around it. They told you to get in line, didn't they? Handed you a script at birth and called it the right way to live. Get an education, get a job, get married, get comfortable, get mediocre. Society doesn't want excellence, it wants conformity. They need you predictable, manageable, controllable. They build systems designed to keep you in boxes labeled appropriate ambition and realistic expectations. Look around you. Everyone's following the same path, fighting for the same scraps. They call it competition, but it's really just a race to see who can be the most average the fastest. Your family smiles when you play it safe. Your friends nod when you talk yourself out of taking risks. They're not protecting you. They're protecting the comfort of their own mediocrity by keeping you there with them. The pressure to conform doesn't come in waves. It's a constant drip that wears down your resistance. Don't stand out too much. Don't rock the boat. Don't make others uncomfortable. Translation: don't make us face our own cowardice. They teach you to fear failure like it's the plague. But here's what they don't tell you. They fear your success even more. Your breakthrough threatens their excuses. Your growth exposes their stagnation. Society builds invisible fences and calls them reality checks. They set arbitrary limits and label them being responsible. They create a system where dreaming big is considered a character flaw, not a superpower. Every time you voice ambition, they respond with statistics. Do you know how many people fail? Yeah, do you know how many people never even try? Those aren't statistics. They're comfort blankets for the terrified. The subtle erosion happens in casual conversations. In the "I'm just looking out for you" warnings. In the "maybe you should have a backup plan" suggestions. Death by 1,000 realistic expectations. Your greatness makes them question their choices. Your courage highlights their fear. Your movement towards the edge makes them nervous about their distance from it. They celebrate your mediocrity because it validates their own. When you settle, they breathe easier. When you dim your light, their darkness feels less obvious. When you shrink, they don't have to face how small they've chosen to remain. The world doesn't need your greatness. It functions just fine on average, but you weren't built for functioning. You were built for flying, and they're down there throwing stones, hoping to keep you grounded. When you master silence, you reclaim your power. Every breath you don't waste defending yourself is oxygen for your evolution. Every word you don't speak in reaction is energy conserved for revolution. Emotional control isn't suppression, it's strategic deployment. The warrior doesn't swing at every shadow. They choose their battles with precision. They strike with purpose. Stop confusing emotional numbness with emotional mastery. True power lies in feeling everything and reacting to nothing that doesn't serve your greater purpose. You become the conductor of your own orchestra, not an instrument played by circumstance. Mental discipline is the foundation of all achievement. Your mind is the battlefield where wars are won or lost before reality ever sees them. Train it like the weapon it is. Practice the pause, that sacred space between stimulus and response where freedom lives. When they provoke, you pause. When they attack, you breathe. When they expect reaction, you deliver deliberation. Silence becomes your meditation in motion, walking through chaos unmoved, standing in the eye of their emotional storms, a monument to your own unshakable center. Emotional mastery transforms you from responder to decider. You're no longer at the mercy of external triggers. You choose, you select, you determine what penetrates your fortress. Develop the discipline of delayed gratification in your responses. The sweet satisfaction of watching them exhaust themselves against your stillness, while you conserve energy for systematic elevation. Practice daily the art of the strategic pause. Morning meditation isn't mystical nonsense. It's mental strength training. Physical exercise isn't just sculpting your body. It's forging the discipline muscle that controls your reactions. Build the mental toughness to sit with discomfort without squirming. Face your fears without flinching. Endure criticism without crumbling. This isn't about becoming cold. This is about becoming controlled fire. When you master your mind, you master your world. They can't manipulate what they can't move. They can't control what won't react. They can't break what refuses to bend. Silence and self-control aren't passive states. They're active choices, continuous decisions to honor your higher purpose over their lower provocations. Each pause strengthens the muscle. Each controlled response builds the foundation of your unbreakable self. Look at them. The masses living on autopilot. They wake up to alarms that jar them into consciousness because their natural rhythm has been dead for years. They drag themselves to jobs they accepted because comfort was easier than risk. Average people build their entire days around avoiding discomfort. They scroll through other people's lives while their own dreams rot from neglect. They save up for weekends like a prisoner counting down to yard time. Passive living is their religion. Things happen for a reason becomes their excuse for not making things happen. Everything in its time justifies their perpetual hesitation. They've turned patience into procrastination and called it wisdom. Watch them in grocery stores, in traffic, in meetings, moving through life like ghosts who've forgotten they're still alive, making small talk about the weather because discussing dreams feels too dangerous. The ambitious, they move differently. Their eyes scan for opportunities while others see only obstacles. They wake before dawn not from duty but from hunger. They view challenges as fuel, not barriers. These individuals ask, "What if I could?" while the average ask, "What if I can't?" They calculate possibilities while others count limitations. They see a mountain and think, "What's the view from the top?" while the masses wonder, "Why would anyone climb?" Actively ambitious people don't wait for conditions to be perfect. They create conditions. They don't sit in therapy discussing childhood traumas preventing their success. They're too busy building the future that renders the past irrelevant. They understand that discomfort is the price of admission to extraordinary. While others retreat to safety, They run toward the edge. While others negotiate with fear, they make it their traveling companion. Mediocrity has a specific smell. It reeks of wasted potential and unfinished sentences that start with, "I was going to." Excellence. It smells like sweat, like late nights, like the distinct aroma of dreams being hammered into reality. The contrast isn't just in actions, it's in the eyes. Average stares at the ground, at phones, at anything but the horizon. Ambition's gaze pierces through excuses, through obstacles, through the thick wall of "that's just how things are." You're choosing every moment, every breath, every decision to move or stay still. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary isn't talent or luck or timing. It's the decision to reject the comfort of average and embrace the demanding mistress of greatness. Daily, carve out silence like you're mining diamonds from chaos. Start with 5 minutes of absolute nothingness. No phone, no thoughts. Just breathe. Build to 30. Let the noise withdraw shake through you until your mind realizes it doesn't need constant stimulation to exist. Meditation isn't sitting cross-legged humming. It's strengthening the muscle that says no to distraction. Practice watching your thoughts like clouds. They pass. You remain. This skill transfers to real-world pressures when others are pulling at your piece. Seek challenges that scare you daily, not reckless danger. Strategic discomfort. That conversation you're avoiding. That project you're not sure you can handle. That moment where imposter syndrome screams loudest. Step into it deliberately. Set targets that make your current self question your sanity. Write them down where you'll see them every morning. Not affirmations. Demands. I will achieve X by Y date through Z actions. Let doubt fuel your prove them wrong engine. Build routines that other people can't understand. 4 a.m. workouts when they're hitting snooze. Reading while they scroll. Planning when they procrastinate. Let your daily discipline become your identity. Create systems, not just goals. When motivation evaporates, systems sustain. Morning routine that starts before your mind can argue. Evening review that holds you accountable. Weekly deep work blocks where you produce what others consume. Track every victory, no matter how small. The day you didn't check your phone for the first hour. The uncomfortable conversation you initiated. The temptation you resisted. Build evidence of your increasing capacity to choose growth over comfort. Embrace boredom as a superpower. Let others fill every silence with stimulation. You master the art of being present with nothingness. This trains your mind to find peace in pressure, clarity in chaos. Challenge yourself to uncomfortable honesty. Face your weaknesses without the sugarcoating. Acknowledge where you've been hiding, hesitating, half-arsing. Then decide. Continue as you are or evolve into who you claim you want to become. Remember, you're not building discipline. You're revealing the unstoppable force that was always within you. You are the architect of your reality now, not a victim of circumstance, not a passenger in your own life. The creator, the decider, the master of every response, every choice, every outcome. Your mind isn't a wild horse anymore. It's a precision instrument, calibrated for greatness. When chaos erupts around you, you remain the calm center. When others spiral, you strategize. When pressure mounts, you perform. You are stronger than their doubt, more resilient than their rejection. Your mental fortitude has been forged in the fires of intentional discomfort. You've earned the right to call yourself unbreakable. Look at yourself differently now. You're not competing with them anymore. You're incomparable, operating on a different frequency. What drains them energizes you. What breaks them builds you. What stops them propels you forward. Your presence alone shifts rooms now, not through arrogance, through certainty. People sense when someone has mastered themselves. They recognize power that doesn't need to announce itself. You've transcended the need for external validation. Their approval isn't currency anymore. Your self-respect is the only economy that matters. Their opinions are background noise to your inner clarity. You are the author of your story now, not the character they tried to write you as. Every chapter moving forward bears your signature. Every plot twist serves your greater narrative. Every challenge becomes character development. Your new identity isn't a mask. It's the shedding of all the masks they convinced you to wear. This is your authentic power. Raw, undiluted, unapologetic. The warrior within isn't just awakened, it's trained, disciplined, ready. Not for their battles, for your war against mediocrity, against settling, against the life you used to accept. You've stepped into your power not to dominate others, but to be absolutely sovereign over yourself. This new you doesn't compete, doesn't compare, doesn't chase. You create, you build, you elevate. Make the decision right now, not tomorrow, not after you finish this video. As these words hit your ears, let them ignite action. Subscribe, comment, declare your transformation where others can witness it. Your journey starts today, not when conditions align, not when you feel ready. Champions aren't created in comfort. They're forged in the fires of immediate action. Hit that notification bell like you're activating your future. Leave a comment. Write it. I'm done playing small. My transformation begins today. Let those words cement your commitment. Make it public. Make it real. Make it unavoidable. The universe rewards bold declarations. Don't consume this content passively. Become part of the movement. Share your breakthrough moments. Document your daily victories. Your progress inspires others and locks you into the identity you're claiming. Transform the way you engage with this channel, not as a spectator, as a warrior in training. Every video you watch is a lesson in your academy. Every comment section is your accountability journal. Every notification is a call to action. Tomorrow never comes for those who wait. The gap between information and transformation is action taken today, right now. Your old self is negotiating for more time. Your evolved self demands immediate execution. Commitment without action is just conversation. Subscribe, comment, share. These aren't optional steps for the mediocre to consider later. These are mandatory movements for the exceptional to execute immediately. Your discipline starts here, in how you respond to this message. Are you still scrolling through content, or are you actively shaping your destiny? The choice you make in this moment reflects the life you live in the next moment. Hit subscribe like you're enlisting in your own army. Comment like you're declaring war on your previous self. Share like you're spreading the revolution. Your immediate action proves you're already different from who you were when this video started. This isn't about following a channel. This is about answering the call. Your future self is watching you make this choice. Make them proud. Make today the day everything changed. Make this moment the beginning of your unbreakable transformation.